People still saying that, by the way.
I don't know if anybody's ever said that.
Ride or die.
Come on.
They still say it. You know what? There are people who ride or die, and then there are ride or die people. So, for example, today's your anniversary. Happy anniversary, Chris Domino.
Thank you.
Know what that means? You got a ride or die woman.
Yeah, I married a broad. And in the greatest sense of the word, I married a broad. I married a dame. You know, look, if you're about to tell me, she's better looking than you should have ever gotten, join the long line of people who have said that. What do you think, you're being original? I've made a living out of actually sleeping with women who are much better looking than I should have gotten. This one I actually married, and this one 21 years in with 2 kids. As they say, it's stuck.
We're going to ask you for some advice because now in the room it's you,
be careful.
Then Joe, and then me, and then Nernie, as far as vested in the marriage game. So we're going to have to defer
Matt
to the
Edgar's got it right the second time. I got it right the second time.
How long has Matt Edgar been married this time?
Man, what do you got going this time? How many years? What's the investment?
Am I on year 5 marriage?
No, you're supposed to have a little bit more definitive.
You got to know that one, bro.
Goodness gracious.
Like you're
trying to help you out here.
Got to have that on.
The list is so awesome. I just forget what year it was. And that's the truth.
You know what it is? He's got little kids.
Awesome.
He's got little kids. A little piece of his brain gets sucked out of his ear during this whole pandemic.
These 2 shows that I do, home team, and
Edgar, you could only forget when you get up there in 20 and 25 years, not year 5.
Let's tighten it up back there.
We've been together a lot longer than that, and I remember that.
I'm just playing, man.
I remember the moment. I just can't tell you the year.
Yeah, you're going to have to tell her that. And you have to tell everybody that. We're going to get some nuggets from the GOAT throughout the course of the show. But right now we'll shift gears and we will get to our small business spotlight. Some local guys with a great business and a great message presented to you by Southern Company.
Small Business Fridays, presented by Southern Company, committed to building the future of energy in all the communities they serve.
And we are proud to be joined by guys that are doing what we need done, taking care of lives. And that's what y'all do. We're proud to be joined by a couple of men who are from Atlanta and for Atlanta. And they are a small business spotlight. Ryan Elliott and Preston Stansel joining us here on the simulcast. Home team in Hamilton and Domino and Cellini. And you guys are here to tell us about Clout Home Services. First of all, happy Friday. Thank you, guys. We're glad we get a chance to see you, and we are glad we can try to help you out in these unprecedented times.
Love to be here. Appreciate it.
Tell us a little bit about yourselves. How do you guys get from inside people's computers to inside the attic and outside in the backyard?
You want like the story how we started, or you want just like how the process in which we...
Well, you guys were IT guys. You guys are smarty arts. All right, y'all know how to work with the numbers.
Well, actually, our story started on the cold, dark night of February 5th, 2017, which we all know that day, right? That was the Super Bowl. Ryan and I went to the Super Bowl together, and not to get into the details of all that, he was in IT, I was in heating and air. And so, of course, we know what happens, right? We went from the depths of, from wherever we were 3.5 quarters in to how that ended. Our lives completely changed, that night. And so what happens after, what do you do on the way to the airport? You talk about life, right? Like what else is there to talk about? You don't want to talk about the night before.
Nobody wanted to talk about that.
So we just, I think we did 2 things that day. We killed some in and out to relieve some of the pain. And then we just talked about life. We're like, what are we going to do with our life now after that just happened? And Ryan,
I got to be honest, I've never heard a guy take that. Listen, it was bad around here. You actually talked about life because of what the collapse.
One of my earliest memories is sitting at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium with my dad in the rain watching the Falcons. I mean, we take it serious. We're Atlanta boys. We love Atlanta sports, and that's what brought us together, actually, was sports. So it was a big deal for us.
And now you guys get from, going to the Super Bowl, and you guys get together, and now you guys have a service where a lot of people need, HVAC service and, making sure people can breathe and making sure they can stay cool and warm. Yeah. Very important, especially with how the weather fluctuates here in the A.
Yeah. So, I think what we talked about, I was in the industry, kind of had seen the in-home services, the contractors, and we've all seen that process, good and bad. And he was in IT. And so, obviously process was his thing from start to finish. And so kind of what we had talked about was, and I'll say this, the last thing this world needs is just another heat and air company, right? I mean, and so he was he was at a place where they're about to sell a company. I was at a place where, I'd been in the industry for about 6 years. I didn't choose heating and air. I didn't just wake up one day thinking, oh, I think it chose me. So here I am in this industry. And so we're just talking. We're like, hey, I think, we can disrupt. We can try to get in. If we can create a different process and one that's more evolutionized to how we do things now, I think there's a really good opportunity for us to take the knowledge that, I've had and then where he's at and combine those together.
And what is it you guys do? You guys have the big orange trucks out there riding around, keeping people hot and cold.
That's right.
So we try to take our goal when we started this was to be able to provide a premium experience for people, use technology and process to keep the cost down. And so that's what we've done, and we've been able to do that so far, and we've made a lot of customers happy. And then along with that, we wanted to focus on high efficiency systems for our customers to ensure that they're using less power in their home, they're more comfortable in their home, and then on top of that, as we talk about the times we're in, we have a huge focus on indoor air quality, cleaning that air in your home, as it runs through your HVAC system, and keeping folks healthy. And we've seen a lot of traction in that part of our business, of course, over the last couple of months.
CloutAir.com is the website. The number to call, 470-795-6100 for Clout Home Services. Talk about how you guys can help a lot of people because, some people, are in different situations. You come in, you identify a problem, and you have different things that you can offer. What are some of the things that you offer that people can use if the air goes out or they see that it's going out before they have a big problem?
Right. So Ryan and I are both homeowners, so we can relate. When a heat and air system goes down or we have to replace it, man, that sucks. Right? It's like it completely interrupts our life and we're uncomfortable and we hate it. And then we have to go through this process that's like, I got to take off, I got to prepare for this. It's almost like a part of our house dies. All right. And so we get that. Right. And so what we try to do is it's not a money grab. We try to go in and create a customer experience and that's really what we tried to design, our company off of. Ryan worked for a restaurant in town that slings chicken sandwiches that's closed on Sunday. So he worked at corporate there for about 5 years. And so one of the things we're big on is customer service, right? So what we want to be able to do is when we, from the time you contact us to the finish, whatever service we're going to be able to do for you, is to make that an incredible service, right? Are we perfect? No. We'll admit when we mess up. We had that one this morning. We a customer that it's okay. We're sorry. We're gonna take care of it. We're gonna make amends. We're gonna do what we got to do to make it work. But I think most of us have had the experience that's been negative with contractors. They don't show up on time. They don't do what they say they're going to do. They don't meet a deadline. All that type of stuff. And so I think we're used to those experiences where. We just kind of put up with it. And so for us, we've been like, why can't it be different? Why can't that experience, my heat and air system goes down, or any in-home service really? Why can we flip the script? Can we provide a better level of service? And that's kind of what our thinking is, and have fun with it, right? I mean, I think sometimes we take life too serious. So we try to do fun things with our guys, fun things with our customers, are always talking about is how can we encourage our customers? How can we encourage our employees? So it's, trying to build a culture there that is around service to each other, but also with the customers.
Ryan Elliott, Preston Stansel from Clout Home Services joining us for our Small Business Spotlight, brought to you by Southern Company. Southern Company committed to building the future of energy in all the communities they serve.
When all those things are going well, guys, talk about maintenance. How do you keep it going well? How do you try to prevent, when you buy a new system and things go awry, and the checkup period and making sure you're just not, installing something and you're turning your back for about a year or two?
Yeah. Well, I think that's where a lot of people miss missed the mark. We went one the other day. We're not taught in life like how to be a homeowner, right? It's like changing your filter. We went one the other day, man. That thing was like concrete. That thing had probably been in there for 10 years. And so we walk in that, and it's like, man, it's education. And I think where we lack in society sometimes is being educated on what it means to be a homeowner. So in the process of our maintenance and when we go out, we want to educate the customer. Here's some things you need to do between these visits. You don't just need to change the filter when we come. Try to split the difference. We're getting into air quality where we can monitor or go in during the maintenance. We can test humidity. We can test, the air quality, things like that, so that while we're there, we can say, look, here's some things that came up that can concern. Especially now where, this virus and everything, this crazy time we're in. I think we're starting to rethink some of those things, right? So what we like to do is to educate our homeowners. It's not just about us coming out, doing our thing, but while we're there is to figure out a way and educate you as a homeowner, how you can take care of yourself or your system better.
And you guys offer options, Nick Cellini and a guy like Nick Cellini and a guy like myself, just kind of everyday people, exceptional people like Chris Domino and Joe Hamilton. They have money stacked to the ceiling. They have thousands and thousands of dollars at home. Right. You guys offer financing, if people have a major thing done. So, people like Nick and I can get it one way, and people like Joe and Chris Domino can get it another.
Yeah, our partners, recognize the importance of kind of keeping cash in pockets during this time, and they've worked with us and provided us some fantastic financing offers for our customers. We're talking same as cash, 0% for up to 18 months and things like that. So we certainly have some options to help folks financially if they're in a pinch and need that AC. You're not going to want to hang around too much longer in Atlanta without AC. So we're here to support that.
Yeah, I was telling somebody the other day. They're like, so how y'all managing during this time? And I'm like, well, I've been told we're essential and people are calling, so we're going to show up. But I lived in Georgia my whole life, and I think I was telling somebody, I said I think people are okay, even if they know they're going to die, they still want to be comfortable.
You want to make sure you go in a good space, and going is cool. Yeah. Well, we thank you guys for what you guys are doing, what you offer to the community. It's Clout Home Services, the number 470-795-6100. The website is cloutair.com, and remember, when you call them, you're calling a couple of local guys and Georgia State guys that grew up here, that live here and are serving the community. We thank you guys. Wish you guys the best of luck, and hope to see you soon down the road.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Brandon.
There they are, Clout Home.